Broducers, it's Özgün here. In this tutorial, I'm gonna listen to demos that you sent me from Discord. As you know, we are doing these feedback streams monthly, so if you don't wanna miss the next one out, you should join the Discord, links in the description, and if you're ready, let's get into the tutorial. And now we are starting with the first track, let's go. I love the groove so far. I can say that the drop is a little bit dirty, in my opinion. The main step and the bass sounds are kinda clashing with each other. Also the sound like bam bam bam, it could be much more wider. Now it sits kinda the middle of the mix, but at the same time we have the drop kick bass sitting the middle, so I think they are kinda clashing in terms of the stereo information. This sound should be much more wider. Also, you can have a really big sweep white noise upper sound to cover more frequencies in this part. It's kinda empty in my opinion. The vocals are really pushed to the back. I think you can make the vocals a little bit more understandable. Now it's not blending well with the rest of the track. You should make it a little bit louder. I think it's a solid track. All you gotta do is try to balance the sound, balance the main elements according to stereo field. Right now, some of the sounds are fighting with each other, the sounds that I mentioned. If you can handle those problems and maybe fill the gaps a little bit better with the FX and the ear candies, the track is really decent and release ready. Good job.
It's you and I, a night of passion and fun. Tonight it's you and I. Oh, I get so weak when you are with me. Electricity, yeah. Why don't you show me how you work my body? Electricity, yeah. Oh, I get so weak.
I think the track is not mastered. That's why sometimes the drums, the background elements are losing inside of the mix. I would suggest you to at least put some limiter or maximizer to the master and just render the track by boosting several dBs. With this, you can clearly hear what's going on in the track.
When you are with me, electricity, yeah. Why don't you show me how you work my body?
I think the drop lacking some of the high frequencies. When the vocal is coming back to the drop, it sounds like it's from another track. You gotta try to blend that. The vocal has tons of high frequencies and it's really clear, bright, but the rest of the drop is really like high cut. So the kick bass or the FX or even the main drop lead, the ARP one, the pluckish ARP main drop melody, it could have a little bit more high frequencies, so every element could better if you do so. Yeah, right now the vocal is a little bit louder than it should be, and also it has tons of high frequencies. That's why it's not blending well with the rest of the elements. But idea-wise, I love the emotions. I love it so far.
Can't deny nobody. Turn down the light. Tonight is you and I. Turn down.
Yeah, for example, the sweep down, sweep up noise, they are so pushed back to the mix. Maybe you can try to rebalance all the elements, all the background stuff. Right now, some of the elements are too loud, some of them are too silent. You gotta make a balance between them. Dude, I totally love the idea. The idea is perfect. It's instantly release ready, but the mix down could be better. As I said, try to rebalance the main stuff. Maybe you can start balancing your drop with kick bass, and maybe you can put some drums, then the vocals, then the main lead. So try to blend them better inside of the balances in the mix. And yeah, definitely you need a proper mastering. At least put some limiter or maximizer. And try to squeeze the boost so we can hear a mastered, loud track as it is. It's going to make a huge difference when you do that. So really good job, man. I love the idea. I love the emotions. Very nice track. I love how you use the acoustic bass guitar, it sounds really proper. I think the track is a little bit empty in terms of ear candy, in terms of the FX sounds. Right now everything is too straightforward and kinda not that much dynamic, if it makes sense. And if I were you, I would work on the sounds, especially try to find some more interesting sounds and try to give some automations. Maybe you can start the piano with less cutoff, but in time you can open the filter, or you can do this with the other elements in your track. Try to add some movement with the sounds that you are using in the track. I think the melodies are really decent, really proper. Yeah, man, I think this is a decent track with a proper arrangement, but I would polish the sounds and work on the transitions to make it more professional. But yeah, this is a good start. This track is totally good. All you gotta do is practice more on your sounds and try to polish every sound that you have to keep the things more interesting. Okay, let's go to the next track. This track is remind me the old Quinton style. I love how he makes the Dutch house. So the Dutch bump, yeah, it makes sense. I really like the track so far. And yeah, I already have a look when you are producing the track. I was giving some mentorship to. Yeah, man, I enjoyed the track so far. I love how the track contains the big room elements and merging with the Dutch house element. It's really proper track and totally release ready in my opinion. So congratulations and good job on this one. Okay, let's go to the next track. As I said, I was expecting some unreleased tracks, but I have several released tracks already. But yet for this time, I'm just gonna listen them all. YouTube gonna give me copyright, but I'm doing it for you guys. So let's don't forget to like and to subscribe to the channel for exchange as a thank you. So okay, let's go. I think the drop bass, the mid bass could be a little bit more louder. I think you don't need that much hard sidechain when there is no kick and bass. You know what I will do? I will start the drop with just a single bass note without any progression. And after 8 bars, I could start introducing the dun dun dun, the progression, the bass notes changing. So it would add some contrast and movement to the drop. But the other than that, I think it's really proper and decent. It's well balanced. And I wouldn't instantly start with the kick, clap and hi-hats. Maybe you could start the drop with just kick and bass, then start to add the rest of the elements. So always you can think this kind of drops as a ladder. But yeah, this is totally producer's choice. The feedback that I'm giving is related to the arrangement and this is just my opinion about it. The rest is, I think, pretty decent. It's a really nice track. And maybe the main vocal could be just a little bit bigger and brighter, maybe with less sidechain. Right now it's kind of losing its power inside of the rest of the elements, but other than that, really proper track, man. I really enjoyed it. We are going to the next track. I think you could filter them even more to make this drop impact even bigger, even harder. In here, just filter all the high frequencies out instead of the volume automation. The second kick is bigger than the first kick. It can be bigger, but now it's totally much more louder. And it's kinda making the drop a little bit weird in my opinion. Just try to rebalance the kicks. At least makes them just similar to each other in terms of volume. And right now it's even becoming louder. It's something that we don't get used to here in a drop. Yeah, when you look at the waveform, the whole drop approximately should look same in terms of the heightness. I will definitely add at least some vocal, some phrase to the break parts. that's something you can support the team, let the bass take control. Maybe you can just get some text-to-speech AI, that kind of stuff, and just put that inside of the break. Maybe he can or she can sing it several times. It could give a movement and make this whole break section more interesting. Yeah, and also don't forget to check the volume balances on the drop. I really enjoyed the idea. I think you should work more and finish it. It could be a really nice release.
Friday evening at this me I pray for pass with the blunt and the rolling paper. This me a wait for pass me the blunt and the rolling paper. Me a go get high like a bird, high like a skyscraper. Me tell you this, Friday evening and this me a pray for pass me the blunt and the rolling paper. Me a go get high like a plane, high like a skyscraper. Working all day and I 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 this me a wait for pass me the blunt and the rolling paper.
Loved it so far. Dude, this is just sick. Yeah, I'm totally amazed by the track. I have no negative feedbacks. This is already release ready remix. And everything is so interesting. You can just listen the 4 minutes and yeah, you're probably gonna go back and listen again. It's that much good remix, so really good job on this, man. So this track looks not finished. Maybe if you finish the full arrangement, then you can send me for feedback. So it wouldn't make sense if I just give a feedback on the unfinished track. So I'm gonna just skip this one. Sorry for that. If you finish this one, you can send me on DM and I can gladly recheck on the fully finished arrangement. And we are going to the next track.
I'm alive, free from the cage full of lies. I'm gonna say I'm sorry, make it. I'm sorry that you feel that way, feel that that you feel that way. I'm sorry that you feel that
I have two problems with this drop. The first one is the main lead's a little bit too loud and they are overtaking the place. The second one is the rolling bass line. You can sidechain it even more. I think it's masking some of the sub and some of the kick. It's kind of too flat right now. Maybe you can EQ it. Maybe you can just work on the sidechain and maybe give it more hard sidechain. And that just probably can fix tons of problems in the drop. Right now you have some problems with the main groove of the track. And the other thing, the vocals in the break just a little bit too loud in my opinion. And the melody in here is totally masking by the vocal. Maybe the plug melody at the same time playing with the vocal is not understandable or hearable. Maybe you can just skip the melody in the first break and have the vocal only. Then in the second break you can introduce the melody.
sorry that you feel that way. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Yeah, in this drop, the kick bass sounds really good, really proper, but still the main drop lead is too loud. You should just give it a little bit less volume and I think it's gonna fix tons of problems. Yeah man, good job, just several mixing problems and this is totally release ready. We are going to the next track. You know, the drop is really good and it's something unusual, something that I didn't expect. I love it. It surprised me. It's a really good thing. But the problem maybe the main bass, main rumble, it's not floating, it's not vibing, it's not, you know, groovy enough. Maybe you can just reposition it until it sounds maybe more like an offbeat, something like that. Or you can try to regenerate the rumble, or you can just maybe check another bass line. I think the bass line is not, you know, fully grooving with the track. Other than that, it's really proper. And in here, just give the main melody as it is without filtering it, because this is the drop. Really nice melody, I love it. yeah, the second drop is perfect. This is a really decent rave room track. I think the main problem is the drop sounds a little bit too boxy to me. And maybe it's the choosing of, maybe it's because of the kick that you choose, or maybe the mix down decisions, I don't know. Just try to dip the 300 hertz on the kick and see if it's becoming better or not. Or even you can just try to dip the 300 hertz in the master EQ and just check how it sounds with the dip or without it. If it sounds good with the 300 hertz dip, so you can go back the main individual elements in the mix, find which sounds causing the boxiness, and you can just fix the sound itself. Yeah, man, this is a nice track. You could have a little bit more ear candies, but other than that, really decent rave room track. Good job. I think in this kind of repetitive tracks, you need tons of distorted sounds. The kick is too flat in my opinion, and you need to, destroy the kick with tons of saturation. And also you should do the same thing to your bass, so it covers more frequencies. If your track has less elements, but in this kind of techno style, you need to choose more distorted sounds. Yeah, I think the problem is the bass line is too flat. It's just like a hover respace, and it's just playing the same melody over and over, and we have a kick top of it. And I cannot get the perfect groove with a really flat bass with a kind of boxy kick. Try to work on the kick. The sound selection is just maybe 90% of a production. Try to find a perfect kick. Just check my previous tutorial how to make kicks like the techno kicks. You can just distort the kick, maybe get more groovy bass line with some rhythm without holding the same note all the time. It's going to be like the day and night. The production quality, the interestingness of the track is going to go to the next level if you just fix these little problems.
Workings of your mind. Train your imagination. By day, doubt and fear.
The main soft sound, the main lead is kind of too mono to me, and it's really pushed back to the mix. Maybe you can try to separate that sound with the rest of the mix. So maybe you can make it more white, maybe you can make it more bright. And yeah, the things are a little bit too repetitive in my opinion. Maybe you can switch to another arrangement. You can have a first drop, then a long break, and just a second drop instead of 3 different drops. And yeah, right now the track kind of have like 4 drops or something. Maybe you can work more on the arrangement. Maybe you can just keep the things more minimalistic, more simple. And yeah, try to mix it more clean with more distorted sounds. I know this is a hard job, but yeah, you are working hard. I can tell you that every feedback stream I see one of your tracks, and every track you sent me is better than the previous one. So yeah, man, keep working. Really good job on your productions. I love it so far. This is not something that we used to hear. It's really interesting track. I love it. The only feedback I can give for this drop is I think the kick is a little bit too pushed to the back and leads are overtaking the king roll of the kick. Maybe I could rebalance them, but that's just my opinion about it. And I think it's not, and I think there is no mistakes on that. And I will just try to, add some variations to the second drop, maybe change some things, maybe change the main drop lead. Because the lead are kinda too repetitive in the full track. We have the same lead in the break, same lead in the first drop, same lead in the second drop. So I would add some movement, I would add some variations on them. But other than that, really proper track.
When night has become the day, sending you far away, so far away. You don't have to come. Yeah.
So yeah, man, this is another not finished track, but I can see that everything sounds decent enough. So if you have the finished track, I can take a listen. But till then, you can just use the feedback section on the Discord and ask other people the opinion how to finish it or how to add or remove some stuff. But for me, right now, it sounds decent, but I can't say anything without hearing the full track. We are going to the next track. To be honest, I don't like the main melody playing by a piano. I would choose a really interesting pluck sounds because I think that piano sound is too flat and not fitting blending well with the vocal. The main melody in the break could have some glide, some more ear candy. Again, the sounds are kinda generic to me, but if you can at least add some glides or, filter automations, it could be much more interesting. Try to rebalance the fill sounds. They are kind of louder than the rest of the drop. And I think the main drop leads are too blurry. They can be more crisp without, maybe you can just try to separate the reverb with the leads itself. Right now they are just fighting with the reverb and kind of not clean enough in my opinion. And again, this time the melody is rememberable, the melody is proper enough, but the sounds are a little bit generic, They are just soft leads. If you're gonna use this kind of leads, you need an amazing, extremely amazing melody to make it work. But if your melody is just decent enough like that, you can just always have more ear candies, Just make some of the melody parts just played by another synth, another lead. You can try to add more leads. Try to think outside of the box. But yeah, this is a proper big room drop, Saber's style big room drop, but it requires more ear candies and more fresh sounds. Yeah, for this part, you try what I said, but you gotta choose, more proper sounds. It takes time, but in time, you are eventually make it, man. Just keep working on this. Because again, you too, just sending me a new demo in every feedback stream. I know how hard work you are putting on this. So never give up, man. You will eventually get there. Again, like this part has too much reverb, just try to work more on the mix down and also try to choose the sounds that are working well together. Right now you have variety of different sounds, but I think they are not perfectly mixing inside of the same context. And yeah, always the second drop I think should have a little bit more variations than the first drop to keep the things more interesting. Okay, let's go to the next track.
I still recall the words you said to me. 50,000 reasons to stay, but I just wanted you to be free. Oh, this is how I feel. I'm real.
I think the vocals need a little bit more body. Maybe you can just boost some sweet spot on the mid frequencies. And the claps are a little bit too crisp to my ear. Maybe just lower the volumes a little bit and the break section is good. Yeah, in the drop we totally lose the bass. The bass are, gone. And the main lead are extremely high. It's a little bit harsh. Just compare the break and the drop and you tell me what's the problem in there. As you see, in the drop, you don't have a proper bass. Maybe it's a mixing problem. Or maybe you choose some sounds that are phasing with each other. I don't know what the problem is, but maybe you can start mixing the kick bass of the drop. Put lead, put the vocal, like mix it with the priority order. And then make sure the break is not bigger than the drop itself. Yeah, the main problem is the drop doesn't have any bass on it and the main melody is extremely harsh and it's like really hard to listen on the drop itself, but the breaks are really decent. Just try to remix the drop section and yeah, then we can take another listen to the track. Okay, let's go to the last two tracks of this stream. The main lead is extremely loud. It's kinda masking the full drop. I cannot hear what's going on in the background. All I hear is a really loud main lead. Just make sure you are rebalancing them properly and make sure the kick, the bass, the drums are always hearable no matter what. even you have the variation between first and second drop, and I love the break melody. The break melody is really good. Only thing, this first break section is too empty and repetitive. Maybe you can try to add some variations or make that part maybe a little bit shorter. And if you can handle the, overpowered lead problem, this track is really release ready. It's a really proper big room track. And let's go to the last track of today's stream. Yeah, man, this is a proper Saber style big room track. I have no negative feedback so far. I think this melody is not rememberable enough. I would, make some simple melody. I would work to make some more simple melody than this one. Yeah, man, the second drop, I love the lead variation. The effects of the leads are really interesting. I'm really enjoyed the second drop. The break section, as I said, could have a little bit more interesting melody. So the first drop, in my opinion, a little bit too generic, but other than that, really decent, really solid track. So good job on this one. So hey guys, today I listened tons of demos that you sent me from Discord. I skipped several tracks due to duplicates or due to unfinished tracks. So sorry for that. I had tons of tracks to listen and give feedbacks. So today that was it, guys. I hope all the feedbacks are useful and you can apply this to your own productions as well. Today that was it, guys. See you on the next video. Bye bye.